Looking for a place that does it all? Maldini's by the River serves mouth-watering breakfasts, pasta, pizzas and more, plus amazing coffee and cocktails. They hit the spot every single time. You're planning a special event? Well, their private function room and versatile restaurant are the perfect place for any celebration. Good food, good friends, good times, Maldini's. Welcome back to Life in 5, the podcast where we dive into 5 moments that have shaped some of the most interesting people in sport, media and entertainment. I'm MG and today's guest has become one of the most respected voices in rugby league. Who'd have thunk? She's from a shy little mouse now to a big roaring voice. From covering State of Origin and grand finals to breaking stories across multiple codes, she's built a reputation for sharp reporting and genuine connection with the game. It brings me great pleasure to introduce this week's Life in 5 guest, my good buddy, Emma Lawrence. Hello, Emmy.
Hello. Thank you for having me on. I don't know if many of those comments apply.
They do.
Interesting, respected voice. What?
Yes, you are
all
becoming
of that's a
one.
bit of a stretch.
Okay, so before we get into your
on.
photos, when did it start? When did you first start covering rugby league in the media?
When did I first start? Oh, okay. So I always wanted to do something in sport. I played lots of sport growing up, mostly netball. But I always wanted to do something in sport. So I studied journalism at uni. I did communication, so bit of PR, bit of journalism. But I actually went back and then did my Masters of Commerce as well. And I was working at a law firm at Minter Ellison.
That's the thing about this podcast, right?
Yeah.
We always find stuff out about people we never knew.
It's a bit weird. Everyone said, "What, you worked at a law firm?" I said, "Yeah, because I was a big nerd at school." And, often I feel like a lot of people, the way the brain works, you're either that real maths kind of sciencey head or English and creative,
Yes.
whereas I did actually enjoy both. So I loved writing, but I liked numbers. And so I thought, do I want to do something more in business and finance? So I went back and did commerce, and I did that at night while I worked at Minter Ellison.
Wow,
which is random. And I got, 18 months through that. And I thought, you know what? I actually much prefer writing and talking, and let's go back to something in journalism. So at the time I thought, what a waste of time and money. But it's not. It's always life experience. And then I got a gig at Fox. So it's all about, as you know, in this industry. Timing and who you know as well. So
100%.
Christian Jansen, who
Yes.
my brother was working at the Tigers,
I know him really
playing
well.
for the Tigers. He was hosting the sponsors functions there, and he was working at Fox at the time. So he gave me the number for the boss.
Which was?
So that was Tim Moran. Yeah.
wow.
So he was in charge of news.
Now Jimmy runs the Fox Sports.
Jimmy Callanan.
Jimmy Callanan.
Yes. So yeah, it was wild. I kind of pestered them for a while, did a few shadow shifts. I had to kind of then, because I was taking sickies from the law firm, a couple. I did 2 or 3.
And then see on TV.
And then I'm like, I can't do that. I have to. But there wasn't a guaranteed job at Fox. So I thought, okay, I backed myself to get something. I'm going to bite the bullet and resign. And then they made half the newsroom redundant at Fox.
Oh, wow.
So I had 4 months without work. And I just worked casually
What year
for
was
my
this?
brother. This was 2013, I'm going to say. So then I was living at home. It was fine. So it's not like financially it was a massive issue. And so I just kept hounding them. And I just ended up working there for free. I said, I don't care if you can't hire me. I'll just work there. So I did that for free for a bit. And then, the little junior or shit kicker at the bottom of the food chain. I didn't cost a lot of money. So eventually they did hire me. So that was a long-winded explanation, but that's how it all started.
And how did the nickname, I've known you for probably about 10, 12 years. How did the nickname Grubby come up?
Did Bracey tell you that? What a dog. A few
He
things.
said, make sure when you see Em, because I told him that we're going to talk to you, make sure you call her Grubby.
Okay, a few things. A grub in many,
Yes.
like a few different senses. So everything's dirty. My car's filthy.
Right.
Like if I wanted to give you a lift, you wouldn't even be able to put your feet on the floor.
Oh, wow.
There's coffee cups, just when I was actually living in Queensland when the footy was up there in the bubble, our cameraman went to the car for me and he said, I found this floret of broccoli There was just broccoli, raw broccoli on the floor of your
Why?
car.
Why?
It must have fallen
Is
out
that
at
how you are?
Woolies, and I
Is
just
that
didn't.
just you?
I'm just very, I don't know.
You don't give a damn about
messy. This sounds like a cop out, and I don't think it's lazy. I feel like I've always taken on too much, way too much, and I think I can achieve a lot more in my day than I can. And for most of the footy seasons I've done, like the last 4 years, I worked 7 days a week, and not to say that as in, oh, look, I'm such a hard worker,
No,
but then everything like cleaning and life admin is always just it's an afterthought. Anyway, so I'm messy, but also a bit. I'm not the most ladylike little soul.
You're like
I
a swear word.
Swear a lot.
Yes, I've got three daughters who swear like sailors.
My mind can be in the gutter. So, but I feel like that comes with working in the industry, working in rugby league. I just have always, I don't know.
Well, you know what? When James Bracey said it was kind of like a term of endearment.
Yeah.
He didn't say like, oh, she's a grub. She said grubby and laughed.
So now they all, except for Pete Overton doesn't like when we're doing the crosses and Brace says, hello, Grubby, how are you? Just before we go on air. Pete says, don't say that to my Emma. So, but Brace is now so comfortable with it, he actually says Grubby post Thursday and Friday night, late at night when everyone says, oh, no one's watching now.
Yeah,
it's
that's
10:30,
true.
but just the drunks.
Well, we get to your first photo, and this is a photo that a lot of people tend to go with one of their parents when they're younger. When was this photo taken? And I take it that's your mum, and what's her name?
That's my mum, Maureen. You know what? So I would say that I had, I firstly had to go through old photos because I didn't just have all of the albums close by. And there are a lot that I could have picked. So I won't say there was something about this specific moment, but I just thought I had to have one of my mum. And I thought this one was really cute. That's actually up on my fridge at home because when I was moving house, we uncovered all these old photos and I thought that one was cute. So that was on the fridge. But I just thought I had to have one with my mum because I feel like, and this is probably the same for many people, maybe for guys it's their dad, but someone that you know
got your back.
Always got your back. And, you know, I'm lucky enough now to have Tom in my life that I've also got Tom. But for the first 32 years of my life, I say the only person, you know, I've got beautiful friends, beautiful family, the only person you can count on no matter what happens in life would be my mum. And it's actually crazy since I've become a mum, I almost feel like I really don't appreciate what my mum did for me enough.
No, we don't.
Ever. And it's almost a regret in a sense. I feel like, you know, everyone at times can be a little bit mean to their mum and take advantage of them and just expect.
Yeah.
Like, Mum, I need your help with this. Can you do this? All my girlfriends used to laugh when we were younger that my mum would, if I said jump off the harbour bridge for me, she would, because she would do anything, even to the point where we'd be out, you know, we're 18 years old, out at a club in the city.
She'd pick you up?
Or she'd not only pick me up, she would, I'd be like, I shouldn't have worn these heels. My feet hurt. Can you please drive me in flats?
Emma.
Yeah, I know. That's what I used to do. Can you please drive me in flats into the city?
And she would.
And she'd drive me in.
From where? Minto?
So,
from Campbelltown?
No, at this stage, we weren't living there. They were living at 5 Dock, but that's still a half an hour trip.
Still a hike, yeah.
She'd drive in just to drop off flat shoes to me, go home.
I reckon there's a lot of people watching this going, yeah, my mum was... How old, where are you on the kids? How many kids and where are you?
So I'm the middle forgotten child. You know,
how many
I'm not forgotten.
3?
But so there's Chris. Chris is 2 years older.
Yep.
And then my sister Brooke's 4 years younger.
Okay.
So I definitely wasn't forgotten. But, you know, I played that middle card.
And how's mum these days?
Poor me.
Is mum great?
She's great. And she lives just around the corner from me.
So she's a great babysitter.
Helps all the time to the point where I feel like, again, it's too much. She's working full time, yet she looks after Harper for us on a Saturday and a Sunday because Tom and I are both working on the NRLW. So, yeah, she's just, everyone thinks their mum does something, but honestly, my mum, it's out of this world how much she's sacrificed for not just me, all of us kids. So, and I only really appreciate it now that I'm a mum.
I'm so glad you brought that photo to the table because I think like we all feel the same way. You know, luckily I've still got my mum. You know, my mum's towards her mid-70s now and I know a lot of my mates haven't. And it's one of them things that I know the day will come and it's one of the saddest days I'll face.
Yeah.
Because our mums are our mums.
Yeah.
They are it. They are it.
Yeah.
On the something a little bit more happy. Here you are. I think this might have been, and
That was
correct me
when
if
the
I'm right,
bubble.
2021?
Yes.
Penrith
in
v
Queensland.
Souths?
Yes, Souths. Yes.
Penrith v Souths,
yeah.
and you're here with Smitty and Fatty.
And Fatty.
Wow, tell us about this.
So
Tell us about the bubble. Tell us about being at a grand final.
the
And
bubble was wild. So I was up there for 4 months.
what?
And I'd only just arrived at 9. And I feel like this was, one of my favourite moments of my career working on. It was my first grand final that I worked on. I'd done some radio, but the first one I'd worked on for TV. And you go there when you work in the newsroom and go to the press conferences, but I'd never worked on the coverage before. So this is my first one working on the coverage for Channel 9. And I felt like it had taken like a while to get there. Like I'd felt like, so I worked at Fox for 6 years. I had a stint at Channel 10 as well.
But after Fox?
Yep.
Okay.
So I did 18 months at 10 and I was still doing a little bit of Fox. They let me keep doing that professor show that was on. So it wasn't a direct competition because you're not working for Fox News. Anyway, so I just did a lot of everything. And I always felt like, I know I've got what it takes to work on the coverage, but I did little bits and pieces at Fox, mostly the under 20s and reserve grade. And they were just stacked there with reporters and hosts. And so, I just kept working away. And I did for, I'm going to say about 2 years at Fox Sports News. I did those games, the 20s and reserve grade.
Where you speak to the man of the match after the game?
Yeah, all of that. I did that on my days off then for free, like kind of experience. So I did that for 2 years. So I was working 7 days a week and I was just sort of working away. I thought, hopefully I get some NRL games soon. And I only ever really got, I think, a couple. They were just so stacked.
Yep.
And it was kind of really disheartening. But I always backed myself. I thought, I know I've got what it takes. I know
Just
the
need
game.
one chance. Just give me one chance.
Yeah, I'm like, I just need a crack. I just need someone kind of to back me and get a crack. So it was really tough to leave Fox because they're a broadcaster, they're a rights holder. And if you want to work in rugby league, it's literally 9 or Fox.
That's right.
And it wasn't a job to go to 9. I was going to Channel 10, which was a strange move.
Yeah.
But I felt like I just needed to get out. And sometimes you need to take a step
Broaden the
sideways
horizons.
to go up.
Yeah.
Because the opportunities just, they were just, stacked with reporters at Fox. So I took the jump sort of sideways to 10 and then something popped up at 9 and it was in the newsroom to start with. But I feel like this COVID bubble, I was up there and they said, do you want to do sideline for all of our games? And it just opened up.
Oh, wow.
And then from there I got a shot and then, now I'm on the coverage. It's like you kind of just need a chance.
Yeah, you're hosting Sundays.
Yeah, you just kind of need a chance.
You do.
And then I do think it's all about timing though. I think I was in a much better position.
But you've got a very good work ethic as well. Like you've got to give yourself a pat on the back for putting yourself in that uncharted waters where a lot of people wouldn't. Like when COVID was on, I was talking to a couple of mates before about it. The very first one with the basketball, Rudy Jobert.
Oh yeah.
They got locked in in their change rooms for 10 hours.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And locked down. And it was only I think it was Chris Paul. Is that right, Sammy? Producer. Bought them in all champagne and wine and caviar but everyone was scared of lockdown. Everyone was scared. And here we are at a grand final with probably the best player that I've ever seen in the game, Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
And probably one of the funniest blokes I've ever seen in the game. One of my really good mates, Paul Vorton. What was it like working with these two guys?
It was so cool. You know what? I don't often, probably everyone doesn't actually properly sometimes appreciate that you're working with legends of the game. But this is one moment in my career where I was genuinely like, holy shit. Standing alongside Cameron Smith and Fatty. Like I grew up, Footy Show was my favourite show growing up. Used to watch Fatty
Sterlo,
all the time, Sterlo.
Blocker.
And like Cameron, best player, well, arguably, to have ever played the game. And it was cool because I got to know them. Because we were all up there, we'd go to the pubs after the game. And I was based on the Gold Coast, so Fatty and Kim had me over for dinner a fair few times and just made sure I was okay.
And she's a great lady, Kim.
Yeah, and then he'd, if we had coffee, he'd bring little flowers and a candle and said, Kim said you have to have a candle in your apartment, it'll brighten up the room
Fatty.
and
God
just
love
things
him.
like that. So I got to know them really well and, and he'll always just pick up the phone now just to give me a chat.
I miss him on the
way
coverage.
to
I know
Yeah.
time goes on and things happen, but I really do. I did a function with Sterlo around Origin time, and I just realised how much I missed him on
Yeah.
radio, TV.
Yeah.
Same as Fatty when he retired from Channel 9. I went, wow, I don't think we're going to realise how much we miss you until you're gone.
Yeah. So he was so great to work with. I'm actually so lucky that I snuck in and had a couple of years with him before he retired. And yeah, I still get to work with Cam. But, you know, sometimes when you're busy or you lose sight of the fact that you're so lucky to work in rugby league or on TV, I often just take a moment and step back. And I always think back to that day.
Well, it's one of your photos.
You know, when you think, oh, I'm so busy, I don't want to do this and don't do that.
But look,
remember that first time you worked on a grand final and you were pinching yourself and thought it was surreal? Well, you still should still feel just as lucky as
that's
that day.
fantastic perspective. Yeah. Is that the right?
Perspective.
Okay, photo number 3. This is the clan.
Yeah.
What a clan it is. Tell us all about this photo and why this means so much to Emma Lawrence.
So I wanted to have a family photo in general, but I feel like this day and this moment in particular does stand out. So this was my brother's last ever game of footy. So it was at Combank Stadium. So, and this was when we got back to the house and we had a little after party for him.
After the game.
Yep. So after the game, so his final one, I was sobbing at Combank. I was so emotional that it was his final game. We weren't, because it was COVID, we kind of...
What year was this?
So this would have been 2020 then. It would have been 2020.
Before you went up for the...
Yeah, because he wasn't playing when we went to the bubble. So that would have been 2020, which was such... So he debuted 06.
14 years.
Yeah,
wow.
incredible. And yeah, I think it was just... I was emotional, not so much because he was finishing, but it was such a wild few years for him because he had so many injuries, but particularly with his facial injury when he had the head clash with Ben Madalino at training and his face basically collapsed.
It was one of the most astonishing things that I've ever seen on I think someone, one of the Kiwi wingers, Richie, had something similar happen.
Oh, yes.
We'll find the name.
Yeah.
One of our producers will get it up for us in a second.
Was it Richie Barnett?
Richie Barnett?
Yeah.
Was it Richie Barnett? I think so.
Yeah.
Or Sean Hoppy?
I remember there was someone else that...
Richie Barnett, I'm pretty sure it's Richie Barnett.
Had the exact same thing. It's so rare, and the doctors say they only ever see it from car accidents usually. So his face basically collapsed. He needed all these different plates in his face.
So what was the accident? At training with Ben Madalino, was it just a head clash?
Yeah, so they went to turn it in to make a tackle. So the top of Ben Madalino's head basically crushed the front of Chris's face.
That's a big man. That's a big man, Ben Madalino.
So not only did they think, oh, well, he'll never play again, in that moment too, it was awful. Not that I was there, but from what Chris said and even Benji and Robbie sort of recounting it, saying they've never seen grown men cry that much. He was kind of, so the ambulance was on strike, I believe, that day. So they took ages to get there, over an hour. And he said he was choking on his own blood. So he had to kind of meditate to calm himself down.
What?
So that he could actually breathe because he was choking on the blood. And then the longer it went, it was looking worse and worse. Anyway, finally got to the hospital. He wasn't able to fly back for a couple of weeks. And then, they thought obviously he'd never play again, but he actually got back, which was amazing.
Yeah, how long was it until he got back?
How long would it have been all up?
8 to 12 weeks, was it? Was it that
maybe
long?
it might have been like 3-4 months maybe.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure, but it was wild to think that he actually got back. He was so determined, and I guess it wasn't just the physical injury, just to see his resilience around the fact that like it kind of changed the way he looked.
It did a little bit.
You know, I think that probably mentally at the start was a challenge, but it's crazy that he always, takes the positive outlook. Like, well, there's something positive that's going to come from me having this injury. And I would just think, how do you even think like that?
No.
How do you even, and so whenever I face challenges now, like I always feel like he's an inspiration to me. I always think, well,
that's lovely to say about your brother.
When Chris had this injury and, it changed the way and your face is, he used to always say, I'm not saying anything that he hasn't says, your face is your identity, that if you look different, that changes, the way you feel about yourself. And I think that took him a little while to come to terms with. And maybe at the beginning was a bit hesitant going out in public and stuff like that.
Of course.
So, but the way he handled that and yeah, that was so. I mean, I always
He's a great
looked up.
bloke. He's
I
like, look what he's
always
doing-
looked up to
Look what
him.
he's doing now in business
Yeah.
with Leon. Like they're changing.
Yeah.
I went through my Cert 3 with him, with their company. They're changing the way everyone's becoming certifiable
Yeah.
in the fitness world.
Yeah, he's
And he's-
doing great things. But yeah, I always looked up to him, but particularly after that injury to see how he came back from it. And so all challenges in life, I think, well, I'm just going to adopt the attitude that
Big bro.
he did for that.
I love that.
You know, something positive will come. You can't control it.
No.
So you
Do
can
do
only.
you believe in karma?
I do. Yeah, I
So
do.
do I.
And yeah, so now I do. I try and use all those lessons that you can only control how you react to a situation. That was his sort of.
And to whom much is given,
Yeah.
much is expected.
Yeah. So
So
anyway.
he's been very lucky to have what the life he's had
Yeah.
and the career he's had. Now he's given it back tenfold. Even if
Yeah.
it was hard.
Yeah.
Do we know what the other injury was? Who was it? Richie
Yeah.
Barnett.
Yeah. That was the same one. Yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah,
he
I
was the
think that's
same.
yeah.
He was exactly the same.
Yeah.
His whole face.
Yeah, whole face. And that was just one of like he had a dislocated hip, he'd had a million things, but the face was the one that it's like, ooh, we've never really, other than that Richie Barnett one that they'd
Yeah.
seen. So anyway, that's why that moment in particular was I still remember how emotional I was. You know, I think the
And when you first saw him after was it like did he get like plastic surgery? And then did you ever
Yeah.
know, do you ever think to yourself, that's not my brother?
no,
Like
I
even
mean
for like, I know, but the look and going, fuck, is he going to change back?
yeah, it changed the way, and he was always going to have different. I think he could have like different stages of surgeries. So yeah, but it did change the way his face
Yeah, yeah,
looked, which
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But now
I
he's
think
back
was,
to the big bro.
was part of what made it so challenging for him. So,
Well, we get to another photo here on your beautiful realm, this is it, I suppose. Did you ever think in a million years that you'd have a beautiful baby girl like this?
It's-
And tell us why this photo means so much
so
to you, Em.
I literally had 1,000 photos on my camera roll from our
course.
time in the hospital. Well, from her first 8 months so far. So she's 8 months old now. So I have so many photos of us, but that was the very first
Oh,
one. So that was
have you
when,
holding her?
Yeah. So then, so I had a cesarean. So they, once Tom, they sort of take her to do the cord with Tom, and then they came and put her on me. So that was that first moment. They just put her on me, and I was bawling my eyes out to think, well, when they pulled her out and I could see it, I started crying then. And then when they put her on me, I was sobbing, and it's just like I always, wanted to be a mum and thought it would be amazing, but it was 1,000,000 times more special
how
than you
good?
could ever imagine, than you could ever, like your wildest dreams, you couldn't even, the best you thought it could possibly be, like times by 1,000,000. It was just the most beautiful moment, like being a mum in general, but that first moment of having her on me, and she just kind of grabbed my little finger, and she was crying for a bit, and then when she looked up at me, I'm like, it's okay, mummy's here, and then she just like kind of calmed down a bit, and you could feel her heartbeat on my chest, and
So that's what we'll never feel as men.
yeah.
You carried the bub around for 9 months,
Yeah.
and then once they're born and they get put on your heart with your heart, it's wow.
It's the best. It's honestly the best. And I've actually got the video. The nurses in there were really helpful. They videoed her coming out, like the
Far out.
obstetrician pulling her out. So, and
I
then
just
you
wanted to
just
show her
hear,
18th birthday
hear
party.
the first little cry.
Surprise!
Like, "Rah, rah," and like, what is it? Is it a girl? And I said, I was right.
Oh, you didn't find out?
I didn't know. And
Well,
I
that's a rarity these days. Everyone's
predicted
finding
girl.
out.
So yeah, it was really cool, but they're just so raw, and they come out, and it's just
So how did
so
you and
cute.
Tom come up with the name? Okay, if it was always going to be Harper for a girl.
Well, no,
And
I
what
think
about if you had a boy?
we had a couple. Well, so Tom's, because her surname is Hughes. I don't know why, but we just thought a name starting with H had a nice ring to it, like Harper Hughes.
Yes.
Because the HH.
It does.
I think we liked Harvey for a boy. There
I
were a
love
couple of
Harvey.
others, but
Yeah.
I think that the top one was. There were a couple of other girl. I can't even think what the others were now, but so we hadn't really set on Harper. But then when she was on my chest, I said, I love you, Harper Rose. And Tom said, did you just say
Harper
Harper?
Rose.
And I said, did I? And he goes, yeah, you just said Harper. And I said, oh, well, I guess Harper's your name. It's like it just came to me. I mean, it was one of the options.
Perfect. Harper Rose.
But then it just felt like that was right.
So how's that combo go? Do you keep your name? You're not married yet?
No, we're not married.
So how does it
and also
Harper
we have
Hughes?
Well, and also his name is Tom Blucher Hughes.
Blucher?
His isn't even Hughes, only because that's
What's his stage name or something?
no, because his mum got remarried.
Okay. So he's hyphen now.
So his mum is Kylie Blucher.
Okay.
So because that was her husband.
Yep.
And his dad is Mick Hughes, so that's why he's Blucher Hughes. But then we had said, oh, well, Harper will be Hughes. So I said, well, when you give me my ring, then we can all be Hughes,
Yay!
right? And I said, oh, maybe just for I don't know, maybe on
Because
air
will you
it's
change
easier
once you're married? Will you be Emma Hughes Lawrence or Emma Lawrence Hughes?
No, I'll just be Hughes. I mean, I always thought I'd be Hughes, but then I said maybe just at work on air, it's easier to just be called Emma Lawrence just at work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's a dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah, and I said because then if you've at footy for 15 years being called Emma
All of a
Lawrence.
sudden
I guess that happens to everyone in any industry. It doesn't really matter.
It does.
So, but I joke with him. I said, oh, why can't you be Lawrence? He goes, oh, I'm not changing mine. I'm like, okay, sure. No, but I'm happy to be Emma Hughes. So, yeah, but perhaps just for on air.
Well, it's something you can contemplate when you see this man. Because
yes, but you can tell him I'm still waiting for the
Yes,
ring.
well, you're going to tell him right now because the fifth photo is him doting over you. Like, look at you, the smile on your faces. I mean, you have just had one of the hardest job in the world, delivering a baby, and you got the biggest smile on your face because you know that she's all healthy and she's in your arms. And Tom is just there going, what do we fucking do next?
So again, we had so many family photos, but this was the very first one as a family. And I was tossing up. I thought, do I do one of just Tom and I when we went on a holiday? But this feel
perfect.
Like one of the most special moments, our first family photo. And it's just, whether it was before, like Tom's been great for me anyway since before we had Harper. But it's like I just feel like he's been so incredible and so supportive and helped me so much since being a mum, which – like, it's hard as it is, but then I went back to work quite early. I was only 3 months.
Oh, okay.
She was only 3 months old when I went back to work. So
that's sad for you.
Not full time. I was only going to do a couple of days to start with, but then just things happened. The footy show popped up, and anyway, so Tom's been so super supportive. And
how did you two meet?
At work, actually. So he's a producer.
Producer on
at 9. So he produces footy show, 100% footy, and he's doing the women's now as well. So he's very busy. So we met at work. So
was it love at first sight? Was it sparks?
I don't know. That's what I say about him. Oh, you must have been checking me out straight away. But I think so. When
as long as you didn't check your car out,
we only met once before I went up to the bubble. So we met like in the corridor once. Yeah, 2021. We met in the corridor. And then he said, oh, well, we can get you to do some footy show crosses. So I spoke to him every week before we did the crosses, but I didn't really know him that well. And then the first time we hooked up actually was the Magic Round the following year. So it was a boozy night.
Magic happens in Magic Round.
Boozy night in Queensland. And we were and it all happened very quickly from there. We were just kind of together.
It's all good. So good.
Then, but I kept saying to him, don't you tell anyone from work.
Really?
So if you tell anyone.
Why was that? You just a bit worried about them thinking that you used to what's the rationale there?
I don't know. I just thought, well, maybe if it doesn't go anywhere properly, I just don't want.
I get that.
Maybe people finding out. Plus, I mean, my last relationship was a work one as well, so I thought, I can't just keep dating everyone from work, but
Peter Overton will be next.
I always kept saying to Tom, like, you're just a stepping stone. I'm just working my way up to like executive level, which is obviously a joke.
No, it's a joke. Really? That's a joke. Okay, we are in 2025. We are allowed to have jokes. She's joking.
I know. Don't cut the joking bit out.
No.
So he anyway, it actually happened really quickly. Before you knew it, we were together, and then he'd moved in after about 6 months, and it all just, I don't know, sometimes I always feel like when just, things feel right, and it doesn't need to be timelines like, oh, you have to be together for a year or two before you move in or get.
It's when you can't stop thinking about them.
Yeah, and you just know it feels right. It just felt like that straight away.
What's his best quality?
He
what's
has
the
many,
thing?
but I think I love that he just. I feel comfortable. I feel like I can be myself around him. Like, I don't feel like I have to change it all. He loves every bit about me, even the annoying or the psychotic
Trust me,
bits.
I've got 3 daughters, and
like-
if they think the same way
Yeah,
about their partner,
yeah.
they've done great.
Like, he just, he's kind, caring, funny, all these things which many men and women can be. But I just think I have never felt so comfortable to just be myself and like my genuine self, and that he's not.
Tom,
Yeah.
look down the camera right there.
Yeah. Yes.
Tom, put the ringer on the thing. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
mate.
Brother.
What are you doing?
Mate.
I mean, a child's a fair commitment, so, but still.
He will. He will. Okay. Fire. Wow. Them photos, mate. You were
Yeah, I hope they were okay.
They're perfect.
Yeah.
They're perfect. And then, you know what? The most important thing, they come from your heart.
Yeah.
And this whole concept of this podcast is not to. I don't do any research.
Yeah.
When you sent the photos through last week, I went, okay, this is going to be interesting because we've got a photo of her mum, we've got a photo of her family, of her brother, and of a bub. So where's this going to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. But today we went just the place I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And that's
I
heartfelt.
like that concept. Everyone
Because you pick
can
it.
pick what means the most to
Yes.
them rather than you going down and.
Because then I can't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about anything. It's
Yeah.
like you brought up old relationships.
Yeah.
I
I know.
I-
Just dating everyone in the office. Not everyone, just 2.
Run, boys, run. Okay, give me 5. This is the part of the podcast when I ask you some 5 questions about your favourite things in life. Number 1 is your favourite band of all time.
That's right. I know you did send these through, but I
You didn't do
having a child, I just forgot to then look. But I was like,
You know what? Thank you for your honesty.
I was like, yeah, no, that's great. I love preparation.
You said that, then you fucking haven't done anything.
I didn't think about it. I'm a bit weird in the sense that I like such a wide range of music, really wide range. Like, I can go from listening to a love song to like
Heavy metal.
to a rap song with swear words. But it was actually funny I don't know, Tom and I were just sitting at home. It was because an old friend from high school, his mum had passed away and had sent this old photo last week.
Okay.
And so then we were looking through old albums. And so we were listening to old songs and old albums and singing like Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys and
Great.
Britney Spears. And I knew all the lyrics, like all of them. And Tom said,
Tell me
is
what
this?
you
I
want
said,
with-
honestly, I was obsessed with the Spice Girls. Obsessed.
How old are you?
And
You're
no, I'm
32.
34.
Okay, so my daughter's like 29 and my son's 30. Spice Girls were massive.
Yeah.
Then they had the movie
Yeah.
with
yeah.
Meatloaf as the bus driver.
That's right.
And that was on my house.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was from when I was young, but
Yeah.
I feel like if there wouldn't be a particular band or artist now where I know the lyric to every single song
No.
they've ever made. And I enjoy all different types of music, but
That's
I
good.
literally I knew every single Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, and I know she's a bit crazy now, but Britney Spears,
Yeah,
you know.
she is a little. Hi, Brittany, come on the
But,
podcast.
yeah. But I liked her music back then when she wasn't so
Hit
crazy.
me, baby, one more time. What's your favourite song of all time? Is it one of them?
Same. Oh, favorite song of all time. Oh.
Is it a
You know what it depends. I've got different ones for different like moods and occasions.
I want to hear the song you like to hear when you're out with a few friends. You've had maybe 4 glasses of wine. You hear this song and it makes you jump straight in the dance floor.
Well, I don't know. This is what I like when I jump on the dance floor, thinking of my high school days and when I was 18. There was this song Cascader, Every Time We Touch.
Every
time we touch. So my school friends, I have an obsessive personality. So I'd pick a song and I'd just listen to it over and over and over again in the car, on the bus or whatever. So my
So a bit of
best
techno.
mates from school, I used to love, especially when we were clubbing 18-year-old days, my girlfriend said, every time we touch is going to be your funeral song. So I always used to laugh saying, we're going to be carrying your coffin going, because every time we touch, I get this feeling like that.
That's funny.
I'll hold them to that.
So you're saying that's bizarre that you say now that 18, because my youngest is 18. Now, going to clubs and I'm going, blah, blah, blah. What's your favourite TV series at the moment? What are you binging at? I know it's very hard with
well, we've been, watching a bit. I never really used to watch that many things. I used to always love Friends, but we've been, since I've
great show.
Since I've had Harper and then you'd stay up late breastfeeding, we'd go through a few different series. I just watched The Handmaid's Tale, actually.
Is that good?
Which is really intense, but
I
quite liked it.
Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
We watched that. Breaking Bad.
I've seen a brace when I spoke to him last. I need to start watching it.
We watched that. So since I've had Harper, late night breastfeeding, I've watched Handmaid's Tale, Breaking Bad. What's that one with Thomas Shelby in it?
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. I only just watched
the Peaky Blinders.
I only just watched
Very
that.
Good show.
I really liked that. I became a little bit obsessed with him.
Same. I think everyone
that
does.
might have even been pregnant. I watched that, but anyway, that's been recently. We literally just finished Schitt's Creek. It's like a comedy one.
You know what? I started watching that. The real rich people moved to that poor town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it.
So we've watched random things recently, but I'll say of all time,
if you
something that I would know the episodes over and over, I'd say Friends. Yeah.
Well, so your Friends is my Seinfeld.
Yeah. See, Tom actually likes both, but I never really got into. Not that I didn't like. I never really watched it.
You're a little bit young because Seinfeld
Friends.
was at my peak, and then even now it comes on TV1. I go, okay, I see there's 4 shows in a row. I go, yes.
So that would be like in terms of an actual show. But the thing that I'd race home to always watch when I was younger was the footy show. Honestly, that was the thing that I'd get so excited to race home.
Such good TV.
Yeah, and I used to really be, which is a bit weird, but I used to be into wrestling, like WWE. So I used to go drive home quickly from netball and watch Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, such random things.
You've been eclectic.
Yes.
It's good. If I opened your phone now, who would be the most famous person in your contacts?
Oh, most famous. I feel like all the contacts are mostly athletes.
Footy
really.
related.
I don't really know. I don't know singers, actors. No. They're all footy players.
And who would be the most famous?
Who's the most famous of the footy players? I mean, is it Cam? Is it Fatty? They're all guys that are JT.
Either of them. Them three.
Yeah.
You got Joey. You got.
Joey as
well.
well.
Every phone number of from footy players would be. A lot of people pay a lot of money to get that phone number.
And it seems weird because I don't really think anything of it.
No.
I think
when come up with text,
we text on a Saturday night about what vision they want in our group thread, Billy and Joey, and Joey's messaging, and most of the time it's about Isaiah Katoa because he's just obsessed and messaging, and you never really think, oh, this is cool, like Andrew Johns is, but it's many people would die to even meet him, let alone.
That's a great insight.
So there's not many.
But that's what I'd say. Have you got a little WhatsApp group where you send?
With Freddie, Joey, Billy.
Yeah.
I'd say they're all leagueies. Like I don't.
And is most of that conversation all sober?
No, at times they'd have a few beers but they're the best ones.
They're the best.
Then I know I'm like, oh, someone's had a few beers.
I'm not putting that
because instead of 3 text messages, it's like 103. And I think, I don't know what I've missed. I've been feeding Harper, but
what about that?
Tom, I'll just leave that to you.
When you're in the group chat and you've been away for 2 hours and all of a sudden it was 4 now, it's 4.
A lot.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone from the Channel 9 stable. Okay,
I know, that's not a very good answer, though. They're people I work with.
But it's fine.
Anyway.
It is you've been naughty. You've jumped the, I don't know, in lockdown you went from state to state and you weren't allowed to. Now you've been put in death row in jail.
Oh, yeah.
What's your final meal that you have?
Oh, I know this. Hot chips. I just love hot chips.
What ones? Well, tell me, homemade, where from? And plain or chicken salt?
Oh, chicken salt. Chicken salt. I don't, there are certain ones that are better than others, but I would just take hot chips
From a hot food shop.
Anywhere, like even the crappy ones sometimes when they come to the footy and they're like not that hot anymore, but
They're a little bit soggy.
I'm like, I don't care. I would still just happily eat hot chips. That's like
They're a great food, aren't they?
One of my boss in the newsroom at 9 said, one day I'm going to see you turn into a hot chip, really. And then I'd say, does everyone want something to eat? So I'd order hot chips and no one would eat them. I'm like,
I love
you didn't.
I like vinegar.
Really? I don't.
Because then they put the salt on the salt.
I've never actually
Try a little bit of white vinegar.
Tried that.
Yeah.
I love pub meals. Like I'm just a simple girl. Like I don't.
What about drinking? What about it's your last meal?
I'd go Pinot Noir. If it's my last one, I don't want to just do the hot chips.
No.
I'd probably go like a schnitzel and chips.
Yep.
With mushroom sauce.
Oh.
And a glass of Pinot Noir.
Or a bottle.
You can do
a glass.
Oh well.
How about 4 bottles?
10. A glass or 10. There's always fancier meals, but I'm just simple. I would just love to go to a pub.
Yep.
Have a schnitzel, chips, or
you
wine.
can't. You're in jail.
I know. Well, can't they make me a special?
Yes.
Surely there's a pub.
Oh, they can. That's what I'm saying.
I'll sell off. I'll say, I've got all these numbers of all these famous
yes,
rugby league players, so you have to give me a fancy meal, my last one, before you say goodbye.
You know what? You were awesome today.
Okay, I don't know about that, but
I
had a lot of fun.
You were. And I know that you were kind of, when I first asked you to do this, you were a little bit reluctant. You said, I'm not. You are, because you're very interesting. You've got a good story to tell. You've come from a lot of hard work. You really have. And Emma Lawrence Hughes, this is your life in 5.
Oh, love it. Thank you.
On behalf of Lily Pilly Wines, we have a little Sauv Blanc and we have a sunset red for you. Okay?
That is the best.
That's for you, darling.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Love you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, darling.